Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil and today we'll be taking a look at courseplay for Farming Simulator. Today we'll be looking at how to use multiple vehicles to work a fieldwork course or a fertilizer and seeding course. So let's get started. So first things first, it's highly recommended that all your implements are the same size and same make. It just makes life simple. And another thing is the vehicle width. As you know, these harrows are 3 meters wide on the dot. There's no hassle with them. If you were using implements that was let's say 3.9 or 3.8 or 3.25, whichever, it's easiest to round them down to a lower number, full number, just for making out the course. It just makes it simpler, because if you have two 3.8s, the width of the course has to be 2 3.8s is 7.6, and then you have to get halves and whatnot. It's just hardship, So you're always best round it down to the lower full number. But if it's a 3.9 or 3.8, you might get away with going to 4, the higher number. But if it's 3.7, I'd recommend just going to the lower one. So I think that is most of what you need to know before we get started knowing. So we'll just go and we'll change this to fieldwork mode. We'll go into course generation. Now your working with has to be the number of vehicles multiplied by the working width of the implement. So in this case I have 4 vehicles and my working width is 3. So the implement width is 3, so my working width has to be 12. So we will just scale this out to 12 eventually. Yeah, in there. So now that's at 12. We're going to harrow in this field of whatever it is. I was trying to wait for it to wither, but it doesn't seem to want to wither, and my withering is on, just in case you're going to ask in the comments below. It is on, I just don't know. I did put in a heap of money there, as you can see, and that might have something effect on it, I don't know. So starting corner is going to be the nearest one to me, which is northwest, heading east. And just for the sake of this, I'm going to leave out no headland. I'm not going to do any headlands, just makes it simple. But this works with headlands. If you were in an awkward map where you have hedges and awkwardly shaped fields, no problem, headland works. You just got to remember that one headland is going to be 12 meters wide and has 4 vehicles on it, so there's no point thinking, well, it's going to be 1 and I'm going to go 6, and then you're going to have about 3/4 of the field done going round it. So just something to keep in mind if you're going to go down the headland route. You also got to be careful. You can have problems with the first vehicle that's going to start ups and downs colliding with the last vehicle doing the round. So it just can be tricky. That's why I'm showing you on these nice big square fields that are no bother, just for simplicity. So we have all that set, 12 meter working widths and whatnots. So we're going to generate course, and now we will save this course. So I'm just going to save this course as field 16 harrowing. No, harrow H, which I can't even spell. Probably wrong, I do not know. So we'll just save it at that, so that we can copy courses to all other vehicles, because they all have to run off the same course. You can't make a new course for every vehicle, all has to be the one. So what we'll do now is we'll drive him up, and we want to go to drive settings, and you can see here you don't change tool offset or any of those offsets, it's lane offset. So he needs to be, you have to set 1 to 1.5 to the left and another one to the left at 4.5, and then the same to the right, 1.5 and then 4.5. And at the end, once of this all shown, I'll show you the courseplay website, and it has a nice little thing that just makes this job a lot handier. Tells you put in your vehicles and working with, and it tells you where they should be in the offsets. So you just set this one to 4.5. Now there's two ways of doing this. You have symmetric lane change and regular lane change, and there's no point in me trying to explain this to you. I'll go onto the website and just show you their little diagram, playable diagram, that just shows you what it does. It's a lot simpler than me trying to explain, and just for the sake of this I'm going to leave it on regular, non-symmetric. So just another thing as well, if you're doing it non-symmetric, the way I have it to work is I start off with the vehicle that's going to run on the outside of the field, the outside as he is here, he's going to be the outside vehicle first, then the next one in, and then the one on the furthest side, so the opposite side, and then the inside one. I'll just show you now. But if you're doing symmetric lane change, the best way to do it is start the opposite way around. So you start with the inside vehicle and work your way to the outside vehicle, and that's just to make sure no vehicles collide with each other. So now he's ready to go, so we'll just tell him first waypoint, drive course. He lines up and he tears off down the field. So now we can change to our next tractor, open up courseplay, change it to fieldwork, and to save going and loading up the course, you can just go copy course, and you'll see their agri start working. So we just hit copy course, and then we go and we set this lead up to 1.5 to the left, and then we just hit first waypoint, crash into a car, and drive course, and then he'll line himself up there and work right beside him, and then we go to our next vehicle, and so on and so forth, repeating the same process. So copy course, load it, have to change that to fieldwork, no, this one, vehicle offset. Your next one then wants to be the furthest one away, to 4.5 to the right. It's the way I have it working where they don't collide. So that's it. Just go first waypoint, drive course, and then we go to the next man and we do the same process. Fieldwork this, copy course, lane offset 1.5 to the right. So now just hit first waypoint, drive course, and he'll line himself up there, and as you can see there, the first vehicle is coming up, and they leave gaps. This works 100%. I haven't had any faults with it. This also works with anything you can do. You can't see it there, for fertilizer and seed and fieldwork. So if you were mowing a field, and let's say you had the little 3-meter front mower and that's all you had, you could, same process to use that. Or the big mower, same thing. Even with baling, rowing, tedding, any of them, even spreading slurry or spreading dung, you can use 2 vehicles to do it. The only thing, you just follow the same steps, laying out your courses here, there and yonder. The only thing that is different is your working width. Your working width has to be the number of vehicles multiplied by the working width of the machine, and that's it. Simple as that. And then your offsets have to match that. So as you can see there, they're working away. I'm not going to fast forward this. I'm going to just keep this short and simple to get it up and be done with it. So see there, they're working away grand. Now I'm going to go onto the website now and just show you their tool for calculating your offsets and that, and also the difference between symmetrical and regular lane change. So we just exit this, and now you want to go to it, you just type in courseplay, and it's the first one that comes up. You can see it there, courseplay. So now go into the English, facts, and how to use offset. Now this tells you, this is everything. It has the manual with all your stuff. If you have any problems, you can look at this. This is where I found out about multiple vehicles driving in a field, because I just wanted to check to make sure I had everything done, and this is how I found this out. So you can see here your regular lane change, symmetric lane change, and this is just the easiest way to describe it. So that's how the symmetric lane changes work. It's the same if you had 10 vehicles, 20 vehicles, that's just how that works. And then here, this is the good bit, you can change your number of vehicles. So 6 must be the max, I don't know, this is just what comes up with, and then you can change to whatever, and then it tells you exactly where you want to be. So you can see there, tool off, so you can save the image and have it there for if you need it. So that's really it. Now it's all covered. If you actually, another thing I forgot to mention while I was looking at this, it was saying that courseplay is only designed to work with the default vehicles in the game, excluding the fuel tank and the water tank, and that's the reason some mods don't work. It's purely because that the scripting they have isn't copies of the default scripts. That's why some things don't work. So it's always best if you have problems, if it's a mod, that could be the problem, the mod just isn't going to work with courseplay. So that's all I can do for you now. That is it from me. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and if you have any ideas on what I should do next, please leave a comment below. And that is it from me. Good luck.